Hello, everyone, and welcome to My Arizona Adventure, a podcast mini-series presented by Pangolin, the conservation podcast. I'm your host, Jack Baker, and today I am recording for the last time here in the beautiful state of Arizona in the US of A. I am, about to leave. I'm about to go home. I'm about to get on a plane and fly all the way back to Scotland, where it is nice and cool and rainy, and I will readjust to normal body temperature for me instead of constantly being a sweaty mess. And as much as I'm excited to go home and see everyone, I am also really, really sad because I've loved being here in Tucson and visiting Phoenix and all these things, and it's been the best experience and just the best time. And so yes, I just wanted to jump on before I leave, tell you a little bit about my last day yesterday, and then also I want to tell you that tomorrow, or in a few days when I'm home and a bit more conscious, there'll be one final episode where I'm going to reflect on the conference as a whole. So if you're looking for conference reflections, go to the next episode. If you're looking to hear about my experience at the conference and a hike that I went on yesterday, this is the episode for you. And yeah, I guess I should start with the conference yesterday because it was finally the day where I got to present. I got up on the stage and in front of all of these people, and I talked all about the podcast. I talked about where it came from and some of the passions that I have and why I have them and some of the lessons I've learned. And it was just the most exhilarating feeling. I can't tell you a word that I said because I was so in the moment and like, okay, we're just going to do this. And so, yeah, I got up on the stage, did what I did. Everyone said I was very funny, which I appreciate because I think, yeah, I like to be a bit different, I guess. So if you found me charming and funny and were there, I'm very happy because that makes me very, very happy. And yeah, I talked, I guess, a little bit about, I guess I told you all of the passions and where the podcast came from. And it was just the best time. It was really, really fun. It was really, really interesting. I was up with so many other great award winners and speakers who were telling their stories, talking about all sorts of different things, which I will talk about in the Reflections episode. But they were all so fantastic. I think in particular, the ones that spoke to me was Renata, who was one of the other speakers, because she was also part of the 30 Under 30, and she talked. She started with a slide that was just so iconic, that was basically, I think it said, "Smash the patriarchy, save the planet," or something along those lines, and it only went uphill from there in terms of like how good the content was. It was just fantastic. And I think the buzz of like me presenting alongside the buzz of seeing such great presentations, it really has inspired and made me feel good and made me feel great and made me feel like I can go and do anything again, which I think is it's so hard sometimes when you're in environmental education and in conservation, because sometimes there are these bad things happen. There's battles that we don't always win. And so when you have all of these people in a room who are there to support you, who love what you do and to learn from and to kind of grow from their experience and everything, it's just this best exchange and it re-inspires you to do well. And that's exactly what happened, especially seeing such a nice response to the podcast and what I do. And if you were there and you have any feedback, I'd love to hear it, to know what I can do better. If you are there and you kind of really liked it, I'd like to hear that. If you were there you didn't like it, I'd like to hear that. If you were there and you had any questions, we didn't have time for questions because I talked for far too long, then please reach out. I'm more than happy to answer them. And then, yeah, I guess the rest of the day, my final day was spent doing a hike here in Tucson. It was great because I had this buzz. I've made some friends here who were fantastic, great people, and they were going on a hike. So we went up Finger Rock Trail, and we saw all sorts of incredible little frogs, all sorts of amazing cacti and plant species, birds. As always, the birds were hiding quite well, and you could hear these beautiful conversations going on, these chirps backwards and forwards, and kind of narrating that in my mind of kind of, I wonder what these birds are saying to each other, when in reality we all know they were probably either fighting or loving or fighting, one or the two. it was just amazing and great. And it was so beautiful. And I think what was really nice is we got to the top and it was starting to get a bit dark. So we walked down the hill and I got to experience my final ever Tucson sunset with that iconic orange glow from this beautiful kind of pathway, and watch the kind of sun go down, see the kind of saguaros silhouetted in this magical kind of orange glow, and see the kind of city and everything from above. And it was such a special image, and it's something that, you know, those images that you're like, oh, that's a core memory. It was just one of those things. So it zooped into my mind, and I don't think I'll ever forget it, that final Tucson sunset. Because it was so beautiful. And I think that, I guess, really speaks to the power of nature. And the whole point that we're here is that we're always growing and we're always experiencing things. And if you let nature be the thing that guides you and brings you joy and you're out in it, those core memories are going to be such important, beautiful things, because nature is beautiful in every form. Even when you're kind of stood above in a national park or in a park that kind of, and a pathway that kind of looks over a city, the beautiful contrast of kind of this symbiotic relationship between what a lot of people would consider man and nature, but this incredible view of kind of a symbiosis and realizing that we are so small and actually part of this system, because we're just animals and everything like everybody else, like everything else. And it's just so special. And I feel like this got a lot very philosophical and ethereal, but it was just so special and I loved it. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be here. And yeah, we went out for dinner afterwards. It was very nice. Had some good Mexican food. It was excellent. I had, in a bout of curiosity, anyone who's not from the UK, Mexican food is not as big in the UK as it is here, obviously, because of probably distance and everything. But I had some lovely fajitas, because fajitas are one thing that are big in the UK, and I wanted to know just how bad our UK fajitas were compared to the actual thing. And I can confirm, UK listeners, our fajitas are bad compared to the original and the ones that are a bit closer to home. So yeah, maybe that's the takeaway from the whole event. But the takeaway from this event is the UK get better Mexican food, basically. No, the takeaway is that symbiosis and that relationship with nature and that joy that nature brings. That's the takeaway for me. And I'm so excited that I got to experience this beautiful last day talking and then going out into nature and experiencing exactly what I wanted to talk about. It was just so special. Now, this is kind of a rushed, shorter episode, I suppose, because I'm about to get in a taxi to the airport and off I'll fly. But yes, as I say, tomorrow or over the next few days, once I'm a bit more conscious because of the time differences, I'll be back. I'll be doing some reflections on the conference. And then after that, we'll be back to regular programming for one more week for our season finale of season 4. And yeah, I can't believe it's over. Or almost over. Everything is almost over. Season 4 of the podcast and this. Oh, too many endings. I'm going to cry. No. What I want to say, though, before I leave for the airport is thank you so much to everyone who's listened so far. I can't wait to tell you more about all of the things that I've learned next time. If you are kind of listening and this has been your first series and maybe you watched my presentation yesterday and you want to go back and pick any episode. Every story is a good one. They're all fantastic. Go and find an amazing guest that inspires you and listen to them, because that's the whole point, is amplifying the voices of these amazing people and amplifying the stories they tell. So go back and find one. But I should go because I'm going to miss my flight otherwise. So subscribe to the podcast if you're interested. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening. We're on social media at Pangolin Podcast everywhere. Or you can follow me at The Only Jack Baker on Instagram or at Only Jack Baker on Twitter. So go and find me. Go and follow me. Go and ask me questions or do whatever you need to do. Because, yeah, I would have loved to do a Q&A yesterday, because I just like having the mic and having that little power. But yes, on that note, thank you so much. Thank you to the NAAEE, if anyone's listening. It's been the most amazing trip. And until tomorrow, thank you so much for joining me for my Arizona adventure. Goodbye.